Hi folks, about 12:15 p.m. October 29th, makes it Tuesday, about 50 degrees out here. Sun's been in and out today. Look at this, my batteries just hit charged. They kind of, on a day like this, they kind of go in and out of charge. And my two thermometers disagree. Including 52. Though when the sun kind of hits this, it warms up a bit, and maybe that's why. Anyway, not that I needed another project, but of course I took one on when I brought home the 250SX last night, and I just went out there to look at it to try to figure out what I want to do with it, or what it wants to do with me. So let me show you what I got. Let you guys kind of think about it a little bit. Perhaps throw some advice my way, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking of doing, and then we'll go on from here. So here we are. I figured rather than put it on the ground and have to climb around it, I would just hang it off the truck like this. Leads to a little extra walking, but here we are. Okay, this is what we got. It appears as if it was lubricated with some very special kind of grease known as pond scum. And look at this. I mean, this is some bad stuff. It also, I don't know if that's OEM from 1985. I'd have a tendency to think not. I have reached in here a ways, and it feels like it has splines left. I don't know if I doubt you guys could see in there and make anything out. So, what I'm thinking of doing is, oh God, just kind of, and just look at that. I mean, it is just full of shit from one end to the other. Parental guidance. Anyway, what I was thinking of doing was just cleaning it all up and putting it back together again. I don't know, those blinds to me, they really don't look stripped. I don't know what kind of shape the rear end is in. Anyway, my lean was to just kind of, I mean, the sprocket I know is not stripped, and they look almost as good. Anyway, my lean was to clean it up and kind of slam it together, fill it up with something light like tranny fluid, and run it, not even ride it, just kind of put it up on a jack stand and run it, dump it, and do that like a few times. I don't know how much, doesn't look like it'll hold much. I mean, half a quart, if that. Kind of do that like a few times and drain it out, and hopefully that way try to get this clean. I know tranny fluid makes an excellent solvent for this kind of crap. I mean, though it's got grit into it with all the poking around I've done, I haven't found chunks, as in chunks of bearing or chunks of rock or anything like that. I mean, there is grit, but I haven't found chunks. So the rear end might just go back together again and be alive. Even the bearing surfaces feel pretty good. I'm not quite sure. Well, it probably rides on the bearing on the wheel. This is the wheel that fell off. And that bearing surface has a little wear on it, but it's not horrible. Look at that, it missed my toe. It must be a lucky day. So, that's what I'm thinking of doing. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know other angles I could show you. I guess by just slamming it back together again, it really doesn't cost me anything. Now, issue number 2. Issue number 2 is there's a couple of big reds out there. And they both have seized engines. They've both been parted out, but they have a rear end. One of them has a rear end in it. So once again, these are just parts bikes. There's no potential at all to run. And they've sat around a bit. So I'm debating I'm going to pick them up because just the bolt to hold the rear end together is a $25 bill. You know what though? I think I'm just going to order it. I searched the heck out of the hoard and I can't find a bolt that will fit. I found one smaller, and it actually came off the front end of the that 250 TRX 250 by the door. I found the size smaller, and I found the size bigger, which is actually a handlebar bolt, the big lug handlebar bolt. But I do not, in the entire hoard, believe it or not, I do not have this size. That's interesting. He actually broke the Carter pin. The Carter pin broke. That's cool. So now I know that no one went in here to screw with the brakes or anything. It actually broke. Also, the right way to do that is to leave the axle intact and just pop that drum off. Alright, so I guess where I am with this bike is, oh yeah, there we are. Could you guys see that? I got the sun in my eyes. Right. So that actually broke off. He was riding it. He says it stopped moving. It does start. It does run. It does run pretty good. You guys could see he did like to mud it quite a lot. So, all right. So, my plan is, just quickly, I think I'm going to clean it up, put her back together again, order a bolt, and wait a couple of days for it to come in. I don't want to pull a bolt out of one of the other units, because I don't know if by pulling the bolt off I'll screw up the tension, so to speak, you know, or unload the bearings and run into trouble that I don't need. So I'm going with the cleanup, put it back together again, hope for the best. I would like to slide this on and see if I could get some grip out of those splines, because if I slide it on and I got no grip on the splines, I'm actually changing the rear end and I shouldn't buy the bolt. I should just say, oops, changing the whole rear end, and such is life. I do have that spare in the shed, and I do have a spare in the garage, well, outside the garage, one with the three-wheeler that should actually have four. It's right outside the garage door. So I have a couple of spare rear ends. This bike should be worthwhile putting back together again. I gotta go through the hoard, see what I got for a headlight and everything else. This should be a nice bike when she's running. You know, like all 250XX, all 250 SXs, they've all been pretty good bikes. So anyway, in the meanwhile though, I do need to get it the hell out of the truck. and get it down on all three and get it rolling. So I think I'll start out by doing that and see if these blinds grab. Alright folks, live, love, and have a great time. Sometimes people need to think on video, and I guess that's what I'm doing. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. Till then, remember, tires down, handlebars up. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and commenting. Bye folks.